We load and offload ships. It's called stevedoring. It's an old Greek word. We offload all the cargo in Port Canaveral, and we also do Disney Cruise Lines. I moved to Florida in '74. When I came down, I looked for what's going to grow in this area. And I looked at the port, and it was still pretty small. But with Orlando's growth and so forth, I figured it had to grow. The house I moved into, across the street, I met a gentleman that worked at the port. And we were talking for a little bit, and he wanted to know if I wanted a job. And I said, well, what kind of a job? And he said, well, we do agency work at Port Canaveral. And agency is where you take care of all the paperwork for the ships to get them in and out of the harbor. You arrange for the pilots, the tugs, dockage. We take care of everything that they need. So I said, yes, I'd like to do that, but I need a couple weeks. So I spent 2 weeks learning what a bow is and a stern and port and starboard and ballards and everything. So when I got there, I wasn't just a complete idiot. I knew what was going on. So, and it grew from there. And that was Eller & Company. I worked for them for 6 years. We really didn't have a transportation company to take our crew members to and from the airport. We didn't have a hold cleaning service. Didn't really have a customs house broker. Anyway, we didn't have the right companies to take care of the needs for our customers. So I started these businesses while I worked for Eller & Company, asking them if they, we need to start this business. And they said, no, we're stevedores and agents. We don't do that. So I started those businesses. And 5 years later, they found out how profitable they were, so they decided to fire me, and that's how I started my own business, by being fired. I saw the need for the stevedoring business to have a non-union side. So I started a non-union operation in '83. I saw the need to get the politicians involved in our business, let them understand what we were trying to do, and have them also help us on what we could do to stay within the law. Letting them know that this was a right-to-work state, and that we were using that as our base to start a non-union operation. Luckily, the commissioners saw the fact that this was a right-to-work state, and that's why we're in business today. I started the business in 1981, and as R&L May Steamship Agency, and then in 1994 we changed the name to Ambasador Services, and I brought on two partners that had helped me build the business from 1985 and 1986 forward. They'd been there through all the thick and thin, and really helped me build the business. So I brought them in, made them partners, and I don't think the business would be where it is today without them, because one person, the size of this company, one person cannot do it all and be there all the time. In 2007, Ambassador Services had the opportunity to buy Mid-Florida Freezer and merge the two companies, which then made us basically the only stevedoring company in Port Canaveral at that time. And then, as everybody knows, 2008 hit, and then it was a major challenge. But we made the right move. Even by buying Mid-Florida Freezer, that is why we're still here. Because of the products they carried and the products that people need, the purchase of Mid-Florida Freezer's business allowed us to stay in business. Because as Ambassador, we thought we were very well diversified. We were offloading cement, we had rock, we had lumber, we had steel, we had all kinds of items that we thought we were well diversified until the building industry is no longer around. And then you realize, wow, we're not really that diversified. So we started rebuilding the company in basically 2009, where we picked up fertilizer, because people like to eat and fertilizer grows our food. We do all the oil business as far as the agency side goes now. We picked up Disney Cruise Lines. Cruise lines have made a profit through every depression, even the 1929 depression. Cruise lines made a profit. So by going through that, we handle food products, cars. We were really diversified this time. So if something does happen again, we're in a much better situation than we were in 2008. My business would not exist without good people. And we now have 216 employees. And it takes 216 employees to make this business operate. I certainly can't do it by myself. And I have several employees that have been with me for over 35 years. which is being a non-union company is a record in itself. We take care of our people. We respect our people, because I like to say I don't have people that work for me. I have people that work with me. And I think I make them a part of everything. And we have 2 standing rules that you get fired for: if you lie to us or if you steal from us. So I tell the guys, you're on the ship. If you make a mistake, if you damage something, come tell me. So he goes, if you don't come tell me, the captain's going to come tell me. And if you lie to him, just think about this. He's been lied to in 33 to 35 different languages. He knows every lie that's out there. So just come tell me the truth and we'll fix it. Not to be discouraging, but if you're going to try to start your business, make sure you have good backing. And if you think you need $100,000, then get $200,000 behind you so you got a little cushion, because everything costs more than what you think. But it's a great place to be in the entrepreneur field, owning your own business. So I highly recommend, if you have the drive, do it, and don't let anybody tell you can't. Family is a very important part of a business. You need to have somebody there when you come home, and with the understanding that you've been working all these hours for the family, and of course for yourself, but for the family to make everything successful. And my wife worked at the Port Authority, and she understood how many hours I had to put in to make this a successful company. She would also help me after hours with paperwork, with billing. When we became more successful, she was our arm to helping the nonprofit organizations throughout the county, and she's been on several boards, a lot more than I've been, but that's worked for us, for her to be on those boards and for me to run the business. So without Linda working with me, I'm positive I would not be as successful as I am right now.